Amongst other films, by the way, you're responsible for the Russian Revolution and why it matters. So where do you stand on it all?
Well, just to say that the film about 1917 is kind of rather a long way from Gorbachev and nothing to do with it. So it looks at that film, which I'd recommend, looks at an era where agency really mattered in terms of people trying to change society and get rid of Tsarism. But Gorbachev, I think Peter makes some valid points. I remember Gorby Mania in '89, and I think on the world stage, as well as domestically for Russians, he was completely overrated, to be honest. And I think we have to understand that the Soviet Union at that time was imploding, and the idea that it was perestroika and glasnost and it was all the policies of this one man changing everything, rather than responding to what was actually going on, is a very limited view. And Gorbachev did some pretty horrible things. You know, nobody's a fan of Gorby in Lithuania or Latvia or Ukraine, for that matter, because he did support the annexation of Crimea. It seems to be on the Western stage that he's seen as the great peacemaker. I think Gorbachev was able to take advantage of Western leaders who were similarly trying to grandstand on the world stage because of their failed domestic support, actually. So sounds like a bit like a plague on all their houses. But that's my view of it. And I don't think that we can I certainly wouldn't agree with Peter's idea that the Cold War was a good thing. It might have been good for Western leaders to have something to rail against, to stand tall against. Oh, we're good because they're bad. But I certainly wouldn't think it was a good thing. It wasn't a good thing for people all over the world.